Hello, my name is Hussein, and I am accompanied with the lovely Sina. One person led America through a great deal of change during the period of 1963 and to 1969. That man's name was Lyndon B. Johnson. For the past couple weeks, I've been conducting research looking into the many things Lyndon B. Johnson has been doing during his presidency and life. Examining our tense political climate, Lyndon B. Johnson reminds us of the courage it takes to stand by the right thing, no matter your political party. Lyndon B. Johnson created and passed many initiatives that aim to improve life and equality for all Americans. However, Lyndon B. Johnson also took less popular initiatives in the Vietnam War, which sparked controversy during his term. Lyndon B. Johnson created a lot of acts regarding freedom, equal rights, and the war on poverty. One of the acts that had a great impact on civil rights was the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This act prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. This helped in the movement for equal rights for African Americans. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was another act that was signed into law on August 6, 1965 by President Lyndon Johnson. This act prohibits racial discrimination in voting, including literacy tests as a prerequisite to voting. This helped a lot of Americans take a leap closer to having equal rights. In the article titled "This Month in History," the author states how an interaction is seen between Lyndon B. Johnson and Martin Luther King Jr. shaking hands at the ceremony on August 5, 1965. Though Lyndon Johnson had a huge impact with the Voting Rights Act, he also made many other controversial decisions, specifically with the Vietnam War. In fear that communism would spread throughout the world, Lyndon B. Johnson got the United States into a war. In the article, Lyndon Johnson in Vietnam, author Logwell mentions that communist-led forces would take over in South Vietnam probably within months, whether by way of military victory, a collapse of the Saigon regime, or a diplomatic settlement among the Vietnamese. Americans were furious after seeing clips of the documented war where soldiers were dying. This led to a lot of Americans questioning Lyndon B. Johnson's regime. Lyndon B. Johnson is also known for the creation of the Great Society. It had many influences. Its goal was to end poverty, reduce crime, abolish inequality, and improve the environment. In the article titled "Freedom's Pragmatist, Lyndon Johnson and Civil Rights," author Timothy Turber states during the 1950s and 1960s, 5 civil rights laws were programs to help improve health and education, and early efforts to promote affirmative actions changed the relationship between African Americans and the federal government. The creation of Medicare and Medicaid was an outcome of the Great Society. It was a healthcare system that the government still uses today. The Older Americans Act was also passed to help elders with transportation, care, and more. The Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965 helped fund education to low-income students, grants for textbooks, and more. Having made these points, it is apparent that Johnson had a huge impact on how America is structured today. Johnson passed initiatives that helped America ascend from poverty, improved equality for African Americans, and move towards more freedom. He also played a huge role in the Vietnam War that was controversial and made several difficult choices. Lastly, he held ambitions for a better society and created a program called the Great Society, which helped the poor and the elderly. Johnson has inspired generations to speak for a better life and famously stated, "Peace is a journey of 1,000 miles, and it must be taken one step at a time."